In today's video, I'm actually going to show you how an AI sales rep is outperforming 3 setters that are human inside of our clients' businesses. And if you stick until the end, I'm going to show you how you can actually save about 1/10 of a cost of installing an AI sales rep instead of having to go through the process of hiring a human SDR or setter for your own business. Now, why this is super important is because after building 7-figure sales teams, and most importantly, after closing over 5.4 million in high ticket sales in my own career, I realize that human sales reps in this new way that we are actually creating AI is actually the old way that's going to be outdated and be eventually, in my firm opinion, be replaced. So the key question that I have for you is, are you going to be in the old way of the hustle method of building sales teams, or are you going to follow through on the new way of the hybrid AI sales teams to create an unfair advantage over every single business moving forward in 2025 and beyond? So with that being said, let's actually go into the video. I'm actually going to share with you a quick example of what we're doing right now inside of our clients' businesses and inside our own business as well. So if you actually look through here, right, I want to actually show you some of the results. Some of our clients here are booking anywhere from 5+ calls per day using this AI sales rep. Here's one client. Here's another one. We're getting about, 1 call here, but over 5 calls here, 2 calls here, 3 calls here. Here's another client right here, over 8 calls on one day. Here's another client here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 calls that day. And here's another one of our clients, probably one of our best results, absolutely packed on this calendar here, right? So with that being said, if you're looking to learn about how do we actually go about this process, I actually have a link below where you can learn more about how we're building out these AI sales reps inside of our clients' businesses. But one of the key things that I want to actually create for you is in this AI sales system, there's a couple things that we actually have, right? Helping you improve your lead response time, speed to lead, actually maximizing on your lead leakage, meaning your lost opportunities when you're actually comparing it to humans compared to AI, helping you increase your show rate, helping you create consistency in your follow-up, avoiding the burnout of not just your own sales reps, but the burnout of managing and training, hiring and onboarding human sales reps. But then also, most importantly, what are the savings, the economics, and most importantly, the time you'll get back when you switch to this new way of building a hybrid AI sales team. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the savings aspect of this. And most importantly, what we found through our data is we can save our clients' businesses and people from over almost close to $250,000 annually to even as high as $330,000 a year when they switch to AI sales reps. And I'm going to break down the math of how we actually do that. But on average, okay, let's say your business is generating, let's say $250,000 per month, right? In this, maybe you have, let's say, 2 closers or AEs. And let's say anywhere from, let's just make it 4 setters / SDRs. Okay? So you have 6 people on your sales team and you're generating $250K a year. So about $250,000 or $250K a month. So about $250,000. Okay? Now, let's think about the math. On average, what we've actually noticed is that each SDR or setter will cost anywhere from $40K a year on the low end to, if you have a really good setter SDR, anywhere from $80 to even $100K a year. Okay? So let's just say we have on average about, 60K. Let's meet in the middle here that you're paying each SDR on your team, and you have 4 of them, right? I'm going to pose to you a very important question. Is what if we actually just replaced the entire SDR team with AI sales reps to book those calls, pre-qualify those leads, right? Reach out, outbound call, outbound text, outbound email, all that fun stuff. And then we keep your closers and AEs just how it is, okay? If you're on average, and I'm mitigating for both maybe the lowest performing SDR compared to the highest performing SDRs, on average, times 4, let's do the money math here, that's about $240K per year that you are spending on that SDR team, right? And that's, let's say over 3 years you've been running your business, let's say, let's do the math, $720K per year, or over the span of 3 years, right? Almost $1 million. The reason why I'm showing you this math is because building, training, and managing a sales team and investing in the team is very important, but it comes with a very hefty price tag, right? Almost $240K a year. And that's not even including the closer team. That's not even paying out the commissions to your AEs, to your closers there. This is literally just for the SDR team alone. Now, that being said, of course, we make $250K a month. So obviously you're going to need to spend money to make money. But in this case, I always ask this question is, how can I not just save the time, but most importantly, how can I create savings for our sales teams by replacing the setters, or at least about 50% replacing the setters with AI sales reps? So that being said, let's do the math. Let's actually do the math. And so let me break down at a very simple level. Let's say you have 100 leads for one triager, right? And we're just replacing this one for one. Again, we have found that we can replace about, for every 3 setters and SDRs, we can have one AI sales rep replaced that whole the trio there, right? Now, I'm not even going to talk about the benefits quite yet. Let's just break down the math in this actual equation. When we look at this bad boy, we're looking at 100 leads for each triager or setter, right? Number of triagers to handle leads, it's 1. The total availability, let's say that human sales rep or setter works about 8 hours. They work 5 days a week. They have an average 40-hour week. Each call that they're talking to is about 10 minutes, right? So the triage hourly rate is about $10. Now, I'll show you how we got this. The hourly rate is, let's say, an average base salary for a full-time setter working 40 hours per week. We divide it by the hours. We're doing about $10 per hour, right? Because this is not even accounting for the commission. Believe it or not, sales reps, when they have a base, specifically in the online high-ticket world, the base, when you do the math, is pretty low for how many hours these guys are working. The true math, though, and why a lot of these guys want to work in this space and online high-ticket space is because the commission is where the true money is at, right? But even then, we want to account for the hourly base, how much the hourly cost is for, supplying them with that number, the number of leads they contact, let's say is 20, the number of connections in that hour is 3, the connection rate is 15, the average booking rate is 5%. So let's say out of 100 leads, at the end of the day, they book 5 calls. And let's say their show rate is not that great. So it's 50%. So they have about 2.5 show-ups per 5 appointments they book. So how many hours would it take to contact all those leads? Well, they're going to spend, and this is from my own experience, even training people, if they're a little bit on the slower end or maybe average, it might take them 5 hours of prospecting to actually book those 5 calls, to contact all those 100 leads. And that's not even accounting for all the admin, the follow-up, the distractions. They're talking back on, they're replying back on Slack. That's not even including all that. So if we're just looking at 5 hours of productivity alone, we can actually produce, maybe 2.5 sales calls from that, right? So it would take them about a whole workday. And that's on, let's say, on a really good day, they get 5 appointments. On average, if I can get my sales team to book like 3 calls per day, I would call that a productive day, right? And sometimes they have days where they're only booking like 1 call, or maybe, 2 calls. There's maybe days they're booking more than that, but it's up and down. So I want to kind of create just a baseline for this. So when we look at that, and this is not even accounting for ad spend, this is just for the cost of labor for that human sales rep, it's about $70 Okay, it's about $69.67. That's just for booking the call. We're not even talking about the show rate, which would be about $167. So when we run the math again, in an AI sales rep, 100 leads, because they're not human, they don't need lunch breaks, so they don't need to be on huddles, they don't need to take vacations, they don't need to take time off. Let's say they're running and calling 24 hours. Now, keep in mind, you're probably not going to call 24 hours. It might be 16 hours, depending on time zones, different things like that. But if you're an international business, you might be having the AI work more than 16 hours. Maybe they're calling the UK, Australia, and the US at different times, right? Again, they can work all days of the week. They can work Saturdays and Sundays if you want them. Hourly call duration, hourly labor. You're not paying this AI because, hey, they don't need to be in a base. We're only paying really for the cost per call based on the AI that's needed there. Let's say on average, same contact rate, right? And ideally, we want to program this thing so it's actually better connection rate, it's better booking rate, it gets better and better than the human sales rep. But if all things equal, it's only $22 to book a call and only $92 to have a call show up. So we're looking at literally a third of that human sales rep. And this is the most important piece I don't want you guys to lose. That's not even accounting, again, for that burnout element of what a manager has to go through, the emotional up and down of a human sales rep, the time that you need to spend on huddles, on training, on hiring, on recruiting and interviewing and managing these guys on one-on-ones, right? That's not even talking about the energy cost of what it takes to manage and have the mental bandwidth to hire, ramp up, onboard a human sales rep. And, they'll have complaints, they'll have fears, they'll have, a lot of different, excuses that you sometimes have to go through. That alone is a huge benefit and a huge cost saving, the opportunity cost sometimes even for our business owners and for our own team. We just say sayonara to all that. We're crossing all that out. And then to add on, again, the $240K in savings each year that you would have for a human sales team. The economics here, when I looked at this, when I understood this, I understood not only how much money, time, resources I was saving, but most importantly, what did this actually mean for scale? That is savings that you can reinvest back into the ad machine. That is savings that you can reinvest back in the business that are actually going to compound growth for you. And that's when I realized how you can take what would usually take about 12 months to get to, about a year, and we can compress that into a quarter, 3 to 4 months, right? This is the key. This is the magic of AI and why it's super important, because if you don't implement this, your competition is going to. So not only are you losing out on the opportunity to scale faster and more efficiently and with less headaches, but your competition is actually going to be using this unfair advantage, and you're going to lose out on market share. And that's the key, is why not be on the other side of this where you're the top 1% of people who are implementing and becoming an AI-powered business and getting ahead of your competition, taking that market share, and most importantly, accelerating and getting to your actual goals so much quicker than everyone else? Or are you going to be the Karen on the sidelines that is talking about how AI is going to take over the world, and these robots are going to destroy everything and they're going to replace jobs and all this yada yada BS? That when you actually just zoom out is, do I want to become an AI powered business and become an AI forward business owner, entrepreneur? Or am I just going to let AI literally take the opportunity in front of my hands? Because here's the truth. Whether you love AI or you hate AI, AI is here to stay. It's only moving faster and faster than ever before. And the reality is we're only going to continue to see more and more people doing this inside of the business. Here's the beautiful thing. You're here early. You're here before everyone else. You're here literally with the opportunity where one AI sales rep can replace 3 human setters and sales reps. literally the opportunity to 3x your business over the next 30, 60, 90 plus days. I haven't seen an opportunity as great as this since Facebook ads back in like the 2014, 2015 era. And I know that if I understood how pivotal, how important that moment in history of business history was, I would have been a hell of a lot richer today. All right, so that's a wrap. If you guys like this type of AI content and you want more of this, then feel free to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get this stuff on your feed regularly. Also, here's the most important thing. I have a free community that gives all the AI tools and most importantly, all the resources to help you start to level up in sales and AI. Join over 850 plus business owners and entrepreneurs right now. There's a link below to join. Once you actually submit that, my team will go ahead and approve it. So again, thank you for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video. Sayonara.